Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 in the 1% Club. Welcome, my friends. The reason I've been off for a couple days is I got a new phone. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see me clear, but we're going to kind of try with the new phone, trying to update things. My family was kind enough to get me a phone, and so it's nice to kind of be with you guys again. And I'm going to get a computer pretty soon as well, so we can kind of keep moving in the right direction. But I want to continue getting these messages out and help you guys as well. So hope you guys doing well. Hope you guys are on your purpose. Hope you guys are continuing to conquest yourselves and other people around you and be able to control things that under God's purpose and rule. And I thank you guys for all the comments, letters, and different types of emails and things you guys send me. It's greatly appreciated. I try to get back if I can. I'm still thinking about doing some kind of streaming, and I just have to kind of find a time to do it, as well as trying to do consulting work and things like that. So we're going to get there. Take some time. I don't have any shout outs because I haven't had a chance to go back and look at them. We do have a good topic from RPOS, and I'm going to talk about great things happen during semen retention. So at the 115 mark here, let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. RPOS, red pills on steroids. I appreciate the great comment you make, and you are right on target. So let's talk about this a little bit. So why do great things happen to people who are on retention? Let's talk about this a little bit, because I've seen this over and over again. In my case, I feel unbelievable, but it all starts back with the concept that we have to think about when we look at this, warriors. And the idea is that we need to master ourselves. This is something that's taken me over, 60 years to actually comprehend. But the idea is that the things around us can happen. They're going to happen. But the control you have of yourself dictates a lot of your success. What I mean by that is that you can have things happen to you good or bad or indifferent, it doesn't matter. But it's how you react to it that makes all the difference in the world. And if you think of yourself as a failure because of these things that happen, you're going to then look for failures continuously, and your mind is going to be failure filled. You're going to be feeling lack of this, and you're going to feel worse about yourself. And it's almost like a self-perpetuating type of cycle. On the other hand, if you look at things as a positive, I can do kind of attitude, then all of a sudden your whole mentality changes, and now you're focusing on how can I make this succeed? How can I go ahead and succeed? I always remember the stories I've told about Edison. 100,000 times he tried to create light. And after that, the reporter said to him, why don't you just quit? And what's wrong with you? And he said, you people don't understand life. I didn't fail 100,000 times. I only identified 100,000 ways not to create light. Now I'm 100,000 ways closer. And that's absolutely true. Like Napoleon Hill in his great book, The Think and Grow Rich, said. He said, basically, every failure is just a seed of a next success if you take it upon yourself to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to use this to find a solution. I'm going to get back up. I got hit. I got to get back up, and I'm going to fight again. And I'm going to continue fighting until I achieve the goal I'm trying to achieve. So when it comes down to self-control, you're trying to control yourself and master yourself. As you're doing that, a lot of positive things start to happen to you, and now all of a sudden you can do other things. And so we talk about retention. The most difficult thing to control is your emotions and your energy. In my opinion, your energy is the number one thing to control. If you start controlling your energy, that life force that you have, and you're using it for positive good, transmuting it within your system better, then all of a sudden now you become more of God's tool, because God is using you with the things he gave you that you're not just throwing away for no reason, except for a little bit of pleasure here and there. And now you're trying to use it to better the world, better yourself, therefore bettering the world, because you're going to help other people succeed as you're succeeding. And so the whole concept is that you're trying to be better as a person. And as you become better as a person, you're fitting God's role, because God made you an image of himself. And so basically he's trying to go ahead and tell you, be the best you can become. Doesn't matter what your age is. You could be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, like 62 like myself, and you just continue to get better and better, and you're going to succeed. And this is why great things will happen to people who are in retention. And so when you look at the whole idea of self-control, obviously controlling your energy allows you then to go ahead and use that energy for benefits. You're attractive to other people, which allows you to get a lot more opportunities, whether it's male or female. All of a sudden now you're an attractive type of person. You're more clear, you have a lot more energy, which you can make sure you can do more things, which allows you again to look at opportunities. You're clearer, you're focusing on goals, you're not chasing women around, you're basically focusing on those things that are going to make you succeed under God's provision and rules. And so the whole idea is that once you're able to control yourself, now you call forces to yourself that God is using to help you achieve. And there's been many times, so many times I can't count, that I would be in a difficult situation and I would pray, Lord, please help me through this and please allow me to find a solution. And every time he's allowed me to find a solution, more times than I even remember, to that point where it just happens where, you know, I'm in a difficult situation, but something happens good. And that's why great things can happen, because you're focusing in God. The other thing is that as you're retaining more, in my opinion, what you're doing is getting more connected to God. You're becoming more spiritual because you're holding that energy inside. And because of that, now you can relate to God, and God will provide more answers to you for life's problems and things like that. And so it's a lot easier then to succeed, because now you have God with you, and not God, you know, who's not listening to you or those type of things. And I don't think God never listens to you. It's just the fact that we don't listen to God half the time. And that's the big problem, because we get to the point where we kind of shut God out. And all you got to do is look at all the societies in the world, whether it's Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, all these type of things in the past, or even closer, Roman Empire, English, they've all been destroyed in the bigger sense because of lascivious behavior. People forgot about God and they decided to go their own way. And this is when you end up getting in trouble. So if you're always with the Lord, you're able then to use and tap into that power that's also given to you because of all this energy. And that's what you have. You have the energy-filled God. You're becoming God-like in your energy because of the fact that you're holding your semen inside. You're not only holding it, but you're transmuting it. This is why then you can start working out, taking cold showers, watching your diet, things like that. And I'm getting to the point where now I'm almost like a 3-pack, and I'm basically kind of, lost 25 pounds, and I'm moving in the right direction every day, more and more and more, because of this whole idea that God is helping me because I'm more in tune to God. When I'm about 1,100, and I think it's 80 days or something like that, I'm getting closer to almost 3.5 years. Pretty soon, there'll be a few months yet, but then so you're almost 3.5 years. I remember reading autobiographies of people like Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. And these people, and even Mike Tyson, 5 years, 6 years, they were able to refrain from intercourse and things like that, and they became a lot more spiritual because now they focused on the things of God instead of focusing on the pleasures and those type of things. And that's why when we look at this whole situation, Red Pill is exactly right. Because basically what he's saying is that, we get great benefits because now we're in tune with God. And now as a result of that, we see great attraction. And like I said, it depends on the situation you're looking for. If you're looking to try to find a girlfriend or a wife, things like that, you have multiple opportunities to kind of find the person you want, because they're going to be highly attracted to a guy. If you are sitting there on a real streak, warriors, you'll see the fact that you now want to go ahead and do more. You want to do more. And in my case, it was taking cold showers, which has helped me even more. It's my case is working out, which I work out every morning, and I do the treadmill at night. And then also, the diet, all of a sudden the diet, then dressing up the clothes. All of a sudden now I'm doing more things like I used to when I was a younger man, because of the motivation I have to get better and better, because now you're seeing yourself and saying, okay, even though I'm 62, I could still do this, I could still do that, and I'm getting better each day. And now I want to get better, and I want to motivate myself to even achieve more and more and more. And that's the key to a lot of this stuff as we talk about this, is to be able to focus on becoming excellent person, an excellent human being, a high value male, a masculine male. Those type of things are needed so much in our society. There are so many young men who are struggling with their identity, without parents, without fathers. They don't know how to be a man. And because they don't know how to be a man, they struggle with the whole ideas of what masculinity is and how do we actually go ahead and be a masculine male, because females need that. They need protection. They need support. I don't care who's talking in the society about what they're talking about. The fact is that women are just not big enough, strong enough to survive on their own most of the time. And they could talk about that, but in the limelight, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot with all this kind of movement stuff and all this talk that they don't need men, and you know criticizing men, all that kind of stuff, trashing men. The fact of the matter is, we men need women, women need men for different types of things. And the sooner people realize that, the sooner you'll get back to it. And I think this newer generation, I'm noticing with the younger warriors, they tend to see it more. They're actually, it's interesting to me, in talking with a lot of them, they're actually now looking more at celibacy, different things that they used to many years ago. And I think everything goes in cycles, warriors. I think when you're talking about 60, 70 years, what happened back when I was born, late, early 60s, we were coming off of a very conservative type thing, coming from World War II. The next 20 years were pretty conservative, up to the 60s, and all of a sudden, now you had people starting to buck the system, and the younger generation wanted to have, openness and, liberal types of feelings and ideas. And all of a sudden now you have Woodstock, and you had all the Vietnam War and all these type of things. And all of a sudden you kind of started moving in the other direction for a while. And then that happens, and you've had this kind of stream of allowing everything and having very little moral values. And now all of a sudden, before you get to the apex, and hopefully before it's, the end of our world of the United States as we know it, then all of a sudden now you're bringing back, and the generation's thinking, okay, we got to go back to some basic rules. And celibacy actually is one of those type of things that can help. And then we talk about celibacy, then you're talking about retention and all those type of things too. So great things will happen to you because you're in tune with God. You're holding your energy, you're using energy for a lot of positive types of things, and now you're creating what I call that law of attraction. Those things are coming to you because now you have a utmost confidence in yourself, because you're looking good, you're becoming a better person, you're reading more, you're meditating more, you're focusing on goals and things you're achieving. You're not focusing on chasing skirts around all day long. You're not focusing on sitting on the corner and doing drugs and things like that. And you're not focusing on just sitting watching video games all day long. Nothing wrong with playing video games once in a while. But the bottom line is that it should be for times you're trying to relax and let go a little bit, and not for times where you spend most of your day doing that, because that's going to end up then getting you into that mode where you're not really going to be active and moving, and that can create a lot of problems for you as well. So a lot of benefits, and Red Pill, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that comment. And like I said, we're gonna get back on probably this weekend looking at shout outs and trying to get more topics. I think next time we're going to talk about one from Mark Anthony called texting and how texting affects semen retention. All right, until then, my friends, two things I always talk about, and I hope you guys like the new video. Hopefully it comes out better as you guys see it. Let me know how you think about this new phone that I got, and hopefully it's better off. But two things I always leave with you guys. One, every day is a new day to a great warrior. And number two, we always have to remember to